number stored in the variable by using state. Okay, so do you have any questions about state? What exactly a state is? Or do I move on to the next topic? Understood? Okay. So to next concept would be managing month and year values. Okay. So in our calendar, when we change the calendar, it should automatically update the month and the year. Correct? So let us say we click on something. Okay, for example, you refer a page. Okay, for example, if I click on this ppt towards right, it should load the next page. Correct? This value of clicking on the next button and the value displayed on in the ui are somehow related. Correct? So this needs to be managed together. Correct? So state helps in this. Okay, it will keep all the related data grouped together. Okay, changing one value can affect another. So for example, if I click on this, the value changed. Correct? The value, the ui, everything changed. When I click this one, it changed again. So when it says, okay, say this is page 10. Okay, so what state does is it will say page 10, if you click on right button it should go to page 11, and page 10, if you click on left arrow button it should go to page 9. So all these things are grouped together and stored in the state. Okay, so to be very precise, state is a object that is used to store data that is specific and can change over time. So for example, yesterday we used use state, right? So the time was constantly changing, so we stored our state in a variable, in an object variable called time, and it was changing continuously. This is called state in react. Okay, understood? Okay, if you have any doubts, please ping me or just signal me. Okay, yeah. So next concept, key concept, is handling numeric logic in react. Okay, so what happens is in our project, React uses numbers to control the behavior. Okay, so and the logic part of this makes sure that the numbers stay within valid limits. Okay, in a calendar, you cannot say 0 day. Okay, the date cannot be zero or the date cannot be negative. So the logic which we use makes sure the numbers would be within 1 and 31 maximum. Correct? That should how that is how a calendar should display itself. Sometimes it might be 28, 30, or 31, but it cannot be less than 28 or more than 31. Okay, now so again, the calendar example. So I hope this is clear for you. Is it clear? Okay. Since I have no response, I will. Bhupati, did you have any questions? Okay. So if not, I will just move on to the next key concept called rendering dates dynamically. Bhupati, you are not audible. I think there might be some issue with your microphone. So you can just type it, or if you have a question, just do a thumbs up, like this one, or raise your hand. Okay, so that will help us. Okay, so with the chat there is a raise hand. Okay, so just press H it should say raise hand. Okay, so that we get notified and I can stop if and ask you if you have any questions. Okay, then you can type it out. Okay, so hi Aditya, were you able to understand the last two topics?
Yeah, I went through YouTube video, but I could not. I watched around 30 minutes, and it's
Okay.
8 now. I joined here.
Yeah, yeah, no issues. If you just want the code base, then you can refer to the Git link. I will be sending it today. Okay,
Yeah,
or
sure.
I think I
No, what we'll
sent
do
it.
is after 30 minutes or 40 minutes, we can ask Aditya to share the screen and we can ask him to do the first project again. That will help actually. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Bhupati, did you understand the concept that I taught now? And Aditya, you were late, so let me just
Mridula,
rephrase
I
a few
think
things.
you keep proceeding. They will interrupt you when they have a doubt. Okay, don't worry about that.
Okay, okay, sir.
Yeah, because I think
Okay,
let the flow happen continuously. Okay?
okay, sir. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. The thing is, since we cannot hear Bhupati, I can. My
No, no, it
screen is
doesn't
on
matter. I
another
think this
monitor.
is a common phenomena in this kind of this one. People would like to hear.
Okay,
They
sir.
may not want to interrupt, but they will ask questions if they have a
Okay,
doubt. Okay. Mm.
okay, okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. So we will come to the last key concept of state management and logic, that is rendering dates dynamically. Okay. So React can basically create UI elements from data instead of hard coding them. Okay. So say for example time or date or say username. So instead of hard coding them, I mean hard coding is so outdated, right? So normally what we do is we fetch the data and then we display the data dynamically. So that is what we will be doing. Okay. So another important concept is the UI is built based on current state values. So you can display today's date. I mean, it okay. In calendar, what happens is, as I said, we'll be doing calendar. So calendar, what happens is, it will take today's date, which means 13th of January 2026. So it will display January's calendar at the beginning, and based on that, it will adapt automatically. When you click on left, it will go back to previous, and then it on if you previous month, and then if you click on right arrow, it will go to the next month. Okay, so basically current state values. Okay, this allows the interface to adapt automatically. Okay, so you can also try it out and let me know. Okay, we will do the coding next. Okay, so now let us see, get ourselves into the core topic. Okay, so using use state for month and year. Okay, so we use use state to store values so that the UI updates automatically. Okay, so we use use state, we extract the month using use state, I mean, extract the date using use state, and we define it separately for month and year, and then we use it to manipulate things. Okay. Next, coming to the next one, it is calculating number of days in a month. Okay. We use the logic to determine data dynamically instead of hard coding. So we cannot keep saying, January 2026 should have 31 days, Feb 2026 should have 28 days. So if we keep hard coding it, it doesn't make sense, right? How much will you hard code? Say, for example, we need, say, let us say we need it for the next 5 years. So 5 into 12 would be 60 months, 60 months worth of hard coding. That doesn't make sense when it can go beyond that, correct? So then it might also give us error and issues and unpredictability. So always you doing it dynamically instead of hard coding would be a better way to go. Okay. Next, handling user interaction. So, for example, there's not much user interaction in a calendar except for saying, I want the calendar for next month or the previous month, correct? So, this particular thing It's called user handling. Okay, so what happens is when you click on previous, the state updates itself. Okay, it does not update the UI as per per se, sorry. So it does not update the UI per se. It will trigger a response to the user interaction. So if I click on previous, it will go to the backend, see what the logic is, and then update the UI. Okay. Next would be conditional rendering for dates. Okay. So uh, sorry. Yeah. So basically, just a moment. This escaped. Yeah. Present. Yeah. Sorry for the this one. Okay. So as I was saying, okay, as I was saying, conditional rendering for dates. So basically, you can either hide or show elements based on the state of condition. So, for example, a simple example for this would be in our calendar month for February, there's only 28 days. So we can hide all the other numbers from 29, 30, and 31. We can hide it. In April as well, we have just 30 days. So we can hide 31. Okay. This is called conditional rendering for dates. Okay. So, any questions until now? So, we are just covering the theoretical part. We will be covering the practical part in our code. So, any questions until now? If not, I will just go to the next one, and it's we have to now create a calendar for year 2026 using React. Okay. So, we have a README file here. Okay. I will just put it across here. Okay. Let me, yeah. What is happening? Okay. Let's not do it. Okay. So now, as usual, we will be creating a new folder here. Okay. Open folder, desktop React course. And this I will name it as assignment 2. Okay. Would any of you like to code today? Bhupati or Aditya, would you like to take it up? Yeah, I can.
Bhupati has asked for, can you share me the README file? Can you send the link?
Yes, yes. I will share the link in the chat. Okay. I will do one thing before I continue. I will just send all the links for the GitHub to you guys. Okay, so that you can refer it. Oh God. So it is Asha Adit Asha Aditya. No, I don't have your email address. So wait. Let me just go back here. Let me just see. Okay. I will just send it everything in the chat. Okay, just keep it as a reference. I will send it after the meeting. Okay, after this course, I will send all the links to you. Okay, so now let us start with it. So I will call this assignment 2, correct? And then select the folder. So we will close all the unnecessary things and we will start with step one. Okay. But as we already know, we have seen our npm version, but still, for the sake of our readme, we will do it. pm minus v, it's 11.5.2, which means we can skip step 2 and then say npx create react app calendar app. Okay, our app name is calendar app. Okay, so enter. So this will take time to include all that. So in the meantime, let us review the code. Okay, so next we change the directory name to app name and then start our development server. We will modify app.js. So in this, we will have a h1 tag called calendar. Okay. And then in group 7, we will create pages under src, pages folder under src, so that we can group all our jsx files together. Right now, we have only one JSX file, but as I told you in yesterday's course, we will be following the coding convention that we follow in the real time, in the real world scenario. Okay. So what we do is we have pages and then page1.jsx. Okay. Now, as I told you, we need to have an export default for all the functions that we are going to use. So when we export it, only then we will be able to use it in an other file. Okay, we need to import it and use it. So we can only do that if we have an export function. We are when we are exporting the function. Okay, then when we have export, we always should return something. Okay, so we cannot return empty things. Okay, but we can return empty div tags. Okay, so that's what we are doing here. Next, we need to create a table with weekdays as column headers. Okay, so we will be using table trth. Okay, tr is for, as you already know, table row, and th is table header. Okay, so we will be having Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We are hard coding it now. Okay, so we can see what the expected output would be. Okay, so we will hard code it and then we will dynamically create it again. Okay, so now we need to see the table and the header and its headers in our app.js. Okay, we need to render it. So what we are going to do is we are going to go to app.js and then say import this particular page. Okay, and then we are going to add the React tag that we created by importing it in the return statement. This would always help us to render the items in app page1.jsx. Okay. Okay. Oh, we are already done with our installation of libraries. So we will go back and we will do the following: cd calendar app and npm start. Okay. So we will go back. So let's wait. Okay, so we will need to go back to step 6. Okay, so as you can see, we have no issues, our local host is ready and everything is ready, and it was successfully compiled. So here we go, we have a basic Java program. Okay, sorry, basic React program. So we will go back here. We will close the terminal for now because we don't need it. We will just modify everything. Okay. So as I told you, we will not be touching node modules or public. We will just concentrate on src and app.js. Okay. In app.js, we will remove this whole thing and then delete. Okay, and then this one. Okay, because we are not using logo, we will want no warnings or errors to appear. If we just leave the import logo from logo.svg, we will have some issues here. Okay. See, here we have an error compiled with two errors. Let us see what the errors are. Expression expected. Return, as I told you, we cannot return nothing. So we need to have at least a HTML tag. So we will say h1 calendar program, okay, or calendar. We will just say calendar, okay, and then we will go back to our React, and then we have this. Oh, what is this? Okay, it did not get refreshed on its own, so I had to do it. So we have a warning. So let's see what the warning is. See, I told you, right? Logo is defined but never used. So in order to not do it and have a successfully compiled message, we will be deleting it. Okay. So now we have it. Okay. So there's no issues. It's successfully compiled. So let's see the next step. Okay. The next step is grouping the JSX file. So we will go here. We will go to src, say create a folder called pages, and inside pages we will have a JSX file called page1. Okay. Okay. Now here what we need to do, here we need to have an export default function. Export default function page1, and we say return. Okay, return, and you can see there's an error because we are not we cannot return nothing. So we will add a basic div tag. Okay. Now, next step is to create a table with weekdays as the column headers. Okay. So within the div tag. Okay. As I told you, a return statement can only have a single parent that can be returned. You cannot have table, then followed by a h1 statement, followed by another statement. So there should be only one parent, but the parent can have 100 children. Doesn't matter. But the returning element, the returning should only have one element, one parent element. So now inside there, we will create our table. Okay. TABLA and TABLE. Since our calendar is in the table format, we will be doing it. Okay. We will not have any borders or anything. We will just create a simple one. Okay. Okay. Let us see. Okay. Wait. Let me put it here. Okay. And then here. Okay. Can you guys see this? I'm doing it side by side so that we can see the output here. Okay. Yeah. So now TR we have. Now we need to have weekdays as the table header. So in order to have it as headers, we use TH. So let's say Sunday. Okay. Did it load? No. Okay. So we will go back to app page1. Okay. Page1. And then we will have word. We will copy paste it. Okay. 7 times. So we did a few times. We'll change it to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay. Friday and Saturday. Okay. So we have our table, but nothing is getting displayed here because we haven't given the control to page1.jsx yet from app.js. So in order to be able to do that, we go back to app.js, import this, import page1. I mean, it need not be page1, it can be like calendar, okay, from, oh god, why did it come down? Sometimes happens. So pages slash page1.jsx. Okay. Now we have a warning. I'm pretty sure it is because we haven't used the calendar. We have imported it, we have declared it, but its value is never read or used. Okay. So what we do is we put it here. Okay. We put it here. It's a React tag. Okay. So now we have an error. You know why the error comes? JSX expression must have one parent element. So we are returning two elements, correct? So we enclose this within div tag. Okay. So what we do here, we do this. So now you can see Sunday, Monday, everything displayed, correct? Perfect. Now we will go back to page one. Okay, we will go to our readme and then see. Okay. So here we have used page one. So let us replace everything to page one. Okay. I just wanted to show you this, that it can be literally anything, but the reference should be the same throughout. So if you say calendar here, it should be calendar here. If it is page one here, it should be page one here. Okay. So again, there's no issue, successfully done. So let's go to 9. Okay. Adding dates to the table. Hard code the dates into the table using TD tag. So what I'm going to do is, we've already done it until here. So what I'm going to do is, in order to save us some time, I'm going to copy this and then paste it here. And voila, here you can see, correct? January started from Thursday, correct? So January started from Thursday and then ends on a Saturday. So here Thursday we started and we are ending it on Saturday. Okay. But as you can see, this is all hard coded. We are not dynamically displaying it. So we need to display it dynamically so that, you know, we don't need to have multiple pages. Say, for example, if we want to display calendar for 2026, it would be about 12 pages if we hard code it. But we don't want that. We want it to be simple. We want it to be easy, correct? We want it to be lightweight. So in order to do that, we need to use state and logic to create the dates, the headers, everything dynamically. That we will be doing from step 10. Okay. So here, see, first what we will do is, we will keep this as is. We will not, let me just close this. Okay. We will not do anything to this. Okay. I just want you to see. Okay. The indentation. All the variables, all the logic, all the functions should be inside page one, but before return. So typically here. Okay. So it says days of the week, but it is not used. We will do that, but we need to create a function to dynamically render it. Okay. So what we are going to do is, we are going to call a function called display days of the week, and then we are going to take an empty array weekdays, and then we are going to loop through the length. Okay. So now we have 7, correct? 7 items. So we are going to loop through each and everything, and to this empty array we are going to push this element, this Sunday, Monday, the values along with the HTML tag. Okay, along with the HTML tag. So normally what happens is we use span, we use we use all these things in order to return HTML elements, okay, within div. So what we do is we take function display, and then we are going to loop through it until we reach the end of this one, that is Saturday, and then we are going to return this array. Okay, so let me just copy this, and then as I told you, all the variables and the functions should be before return and within page one. So that's what we are going to do. We are going to paste it here. Okay, I know the indentation is very bad, but we will look into it. Okay. See, PS, the above lines of code are to be placed within page one before the return. Okay. Now, add the following lines of code inside return. So, what is it doing? It is calling this function called display days of the week. Okay. That we are going to do. We are going to copy this and we are going to paste it after the table. Okay. Yeah, the indentation is very bad. That's what happens if you copy paste it from this one. Okay, so let us see what happened. Okay, here, can you guys see? We have displayed it again here, correct? That is because of this one. Okay, we will just remove this and see what happens. Oh, it's gone, correct? So what we are going to do is, as you know, if you, okay, inside the HTML, in order to call a function or a variable, what we need to do is we need to enclose it within the flower brackets. With if we, it is like an escape character, so it lets the compiler know, no, this is not a HTML tag. This is a JavaScript element. So what it is going to do is, instead of rendering it as a HTML, it will say, oh no, this is JavaScript. So it will compile it as JavaScript code. So now what we do is display, what is it called? Display days of the week, correct? So since it is a function, we need to call it like this. Okay, we need to call it as a function with this. Okay, see, now you can see, if we just call it as a variable, it is not going to display because it thinks it's a variable, but no, it's a function. So we say this. Okay, any questions until now? No? Okay. Then we will move on to the next part. Okay. So now we need to display the months. Okay. We need to create the array and dynamically display the dates. So we copy this and we do what we did previously. We are going to have this here, and then we are going to extract current date, current month, and current year, and days in a month. Okay, this is most important in order for us to build the logic in order to display the dates dynamically. Okay, so what we do here is we do this. Okay, now you see here, use state is not defined because we haven't imported use state from React. So next important thing is we need to add import use state from React. Okay, now here we copy this, and the import should always be in the topmost portion of the JSX page. So now we do not have any errors, but we do have warnings that we will resolve once we start adding our logic. Okay. So next, this one, current date, it will extract the date from our system and it will assign it to current date. Okay. Now, maybe we could console log this. Would you like to see what is displayed in console log? Yeah, let us try it. Okay. Console.log current date, and we will copy this and paste it here current month, and then current year. Okay, we will just go back here and we will see it in our console. So what we need to do is Control Shift I or right click, inspect, and then here we go to console. Okay, so we will refresh. No, here cannot be a child of table. That's okay. Okay, see here you have Tuesday, Jan 13, 2026. Correct? So that is current date with the time. Okay, then the current month is 0. See, always the array starts with 0. So what we will do is current month, we will enclose it, and then we will call months. Okay, and now we will refresh it. Okay, see here, now it's changed to January, current month, current year is 2026. Okay, it's getting displayed twice because we have something, use something called strict. Okay, react dot use strict, react dot strict mode, wherein the compiler runs the code twice in order to make sure there are no errors. Okay, this is a new concept, but we will not go that deep into it. I just want you to know, no, it is very normal for the React to display the console log twice because of the strict mode feature. Okay. Now let's close this and we will come back. Okay. In the README page, what do we have? So create a function to dynamically render the values of days of the week. No, I think it should be dates of the month. So sorry. So this should be edited. I'm sorry. So let's copy this and then let's paste this here. Okay. Now so what we do is we call a function called display dates in a month. So again, same concept as display days of the week. We take an empty array called dates, then we loop through the days in a month. Okay, here days in a month, we have called it using new date. Okay, new date. Okay, we will see this. Okay, new date. So it can either be empty or it can have parameters. Okay, so first we give the year. Okay, we give it as current year, next month index. So we get current month plus 1. Okay, and then we give our, where is it, see here, we give 0. So current month, here in this we place plus 1 in order to take January's month. Okay, so this 0. Okay, so it will see when the date does it, and then it will give you the date. Okay, so for example, if we console dot log this, it will give the number of dates in the current month. Okay, so let's see it with our own eyes. Okay, here it gives 31. Okay, then it was 2, it gives 28. Correct? You understood why we are using current plus month, current month plus 1? Okay. Yeah. So good. Okay. So now we are going to do this, and then we are going to get 31, which means January has 31, which is correct. So our logic works fine. Okay. We will close this. Okay. Now what we need to do is we need to loop through it. So let I is equal to 1 because the date starts with 1. Else we will have to, here instead of I, it should be I plus plus. So instead of doing that, we can just start from 1 and say I less than or equal to days in a month. So I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to 31, I plus plus. And then we are going to push it as uh, we are going to push this date into the dates array with along with the HTML, how it needs to be displayed. So now what we do is we need to add the code to the return, because without adding it in the return, it will not do anything. Correct? So we will go back here and we will say here div dates container display dates in a month. Okay. Now let us see our output. See, 1 to 31 is getting displayed, correct? But everything is getting displayed in a same row. Okay, there's no division between the days, there's no division
So
between the
Mridula,
month.
if today's date was February 5th, then we would have got only
Yeah,
28 days.
correct, correct, sir.
Okay. So it is actually taking the current month and displaying as many days as they in the array, is it?
Correct, sir.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So this logic, this particular function here, new date is there, no sir. So what it does is it calculates for the current year and the current month,
Yeah.
and then it will say get date. So it will display the exact number of days. So for example, if I say change this to 2, that means it will take the next month and it will only display 28 days. As you can see here, it already changed.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Fine.
Yeah. So we will go back here and we will see. Okay. So this, since we are displaying it dynamically, we cannot hard code things, like we cannot say after 7, just skip to the next part. Because as you can see, it might not be 7, it can just be 3, it can just be 1, it can just be 2. So in order to help us with this, we make use of CSS. Okay. So what we do here is, okay, we in order to display CSS, wait, yeah, here, open the app.css file and add the following. Okay, I will copy this and I will paste it here. Okay, and we will go back here and see, voila, you can see it is systematically placed. There is gap between each each column and its elements, so it is systematically placed. This can be only possible with the help of CSS. Okay, so we have so many things in CSS. So what we could do is we could just eliminate this because we are not using this anywhere. It doesn't matter. See, it still works. And are we using app? No, we are not using app as well. So we could also delete this. Okay. So days container, what we are doing is we are taking the full width of the browser and we are saying width is equal to 100% and display flex. Okay. This is display.
Yeah, one thing, you're still not applied the correction factor where January 1st has to start from Thursday, no?
Yes, sir. That I will be doing in a minute. So
Okay.
basically, I'm just explaining a little bit of it, sir, because see, in order to learn this CSS, we need at least 1 more hour. So we will
Correct.
not be doing CSS. Our main goal is to just do
No,
React
this is fine.
JS
It looks
project.
good.
So I'm just,
Yeah. No, I
yeah.
just was
So
trying to
we have
clarify.
our yeah. Yes, sir. I understand. So right now we are doing this. Okay. Everything is rendered properly. So now, see here, the 1st of January starts on a Thursday, correct? So we need to add spaces for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, correct? So in order to do that, we have another, this one called here, adding empty spaces to align the first day of the month. Okay, so what we do is we have another variable called first day of the month. We say get day, so it will be like 0 is for Sunday, 1 is for Monday, so and so on and so forth. So what we are going to do is we are going to get it. Okay, we are going to get it here, and then we will paste it here. Okay, so first day of the month we are going to get. So here for January, ideally it should be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Correct? So let us console.log it once. Console.log, and then first day of month. Okay, let us see if it displays 4. Okay, see, it is displaying 4. That means it's a Thursday. Okay, so now what we do is we need to create empty space until Thursday. Okay, for that we are going to use the same logic as before, wherein we create a empty array, and then we are
So
going to loop
in
it.
some cases, empty spaces can be 0 also, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, for
That could
example,
also be true.
January
But
is ending on 31st Saturday. So February will start from
correct.
Sunday. So for February, the empty
Yeah,
spaces will
so
be
then
0, right? Mm.
yes. So the first month of the day will be 0. So this particular thing will not work at all. Okay. So it will just return empty spaces and empty array. Okay. This portion will get omitted if the starting day is a Sunday.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we are going to loop through it. So I is equal to 0, I less than 4, and I plus plus, empty spaces dot push span empty array. So we are giving just empty. Okay.
Okay.
Oh God. Yeah. So now we need to add it here. Okay. So what we are going to do is
So I
here
like this
just
approach because see Bhupati, what Mridula is doing is short code snippets. She is adding gradually to the project instead of doing it at once. This is a good way of learning because even without that, still it is a presentable thing. Now we are trying to add some small business logic here and there so that it is factually correct. Yeah, good. Carry on.
yeah. So now empty spaces should be displayed just like dates, correct? So it should be displayed before dates are displayed. So we do, we call this function within this dates container before display dates function. So here what we do is we do this, say, telling the compiler that is this is a JavaScript. So this says, okay, this is empty empty space, and then we will see our output. See, here it aligned itself because
Wow,
of the empty.
that's very nice actually. Sorry, again now, how did that
Yeah.
4 come? Calculation, mathematical calculation. The 4 came because
Okay.
I want to see the
Yeah.
maths there. Maths is
Okay.
I less than
Here,
0.
sir.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I less than 0, span is equal to 1. Okay. First day of month. First day of month. Okay, first day of month in January is what? Thursday, is it?
Thursday. So it will return 4. So once it returns
No,
4,
wait, which will
it will
return
start
4?
to
Which will return 4?
get day, sir. See,
Get
gets
day.
the day of the week using local time.
Okay. Okay, new date dot get day. Get day
Yeah.
will not return Thursday, is it? It will return a numeric value, is it? Okay.
Numerical number. So basically it treats everything as an array. So basically date dot any function will treat everything. So for example here as well, previously here days in a month is also an array, so it will get this one here. Current month is also this one. So if I remove this, current month is also an index number. So it will start from 0 and end at 11. So
Okay.
if I remove this, I will show you the output here in console log. That would be 0, as you can see. So 0 is January. So
Okay.
I've just set it so that I can display the actual
Right,
month,
right.
not
Okay, okay.
just this one.
Okay,
So I will
got it.
add it back. Okay. Now we have done most of it, but we don't know which month we are seeing and which year we are seeing. So for that, we will
So,
add a simple.
one second. I am seeing two calendar blocks. The first one was a
Yeah.
hard-coded block, and the second one was a JavaScript-based block. Am I right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
good, good, good.
So
Hmm.
I just put in both so that they can see the difference. How
Right, right.
what when we add what exactly happens to it. So
Correct, correct.
that's it. So
Hmm.
there is no like too many things.
Yeah.
So here we still do not have which month we are displaying and which year. So let us add a h2 tag inside div. Okay, I mean after the table, of course. We will not include it before the table. Here, after the table, we say, oh God. So we will say H2 and then H2, and then we will say months of current month, comma, current year.
Mridula, just remove everything. Keep only months. There was something interesting we saw.
Yeah.
Just remove that also. When you type months, I found something. No,
Yeah, it's an
current.
array.
Yeah,
It's an array.
yeah, it's an array. Okay,
Yeah.
now I saw this. Okay, now proceed.
So,
No, no, now complete whatever you want to
so
do.
now yeah, yeah. So now, since we already have our current month, we
Yeah,
will use this as an index for months. Okay. So
correct.
what we will do here is we will do current month. Eh, my bad. Current month,
Wait.
and it will display
Okay,
January.
great, great, great. Okay.
Now
So
we also need the
wait,
year.
this automatic changing, is it a feature of
Yeah.
VS Code or is it a feature of ReactJS?
So React JS.
Okay, 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 good.
Yeah. So,
So
but we still
you
do.
don't need to run. Without running, it is automatically changing. Is it? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. That is part of React, sir. That is part of
Okay.
React.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
No.
it
So
will auto
irrespective of
compile.
whether I use VS Code or some other compiler, it will be like this only. Hmm.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So it is a feature of React development server wherein it automatically updates itself.
Okay. Okay. I think this is a interesting thing because if you have this kind of a left hand side code, right hand side visual representation, and as I'm coding, if I'm able to get the output, it's definitely makes it
Yes, sir.
easy for us to learn. Okay. Hmm.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now you have to
Yes,
have
definitely.
2026 shown, right? Current
Yes.
year.
So now we add current
Year.
year so that we don't get confused which year it is. So it can be January of 2024 as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in
Perfect.
order to not get confused, we can have this. Okay.
Right.
So next, I will show you a little bit. I will not code it right now. This is homework for you guys. So please execute step 15, 16, 17. Okay, it's very simple. So it is just a next button and a previous button. Okay,
Oh, so
that is
you are
it.
going to have in the same page, next should show February and next should show March, next should show
Exactly.
April. Okay. What happens after
Exactly,
December?
sir. So
After December, what happens?
after December, it goes to 2027 January.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's interesting. So
Yeah.
eternally,
So
it will not stop. It will keep on going.
exactly, sir.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nice, interesting. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I would like you guys to do 15, 16, 17, and tomorrow let's meet and see if you guys have any doubts regarding this. Okay. And the readme, I've already pasted it in the chat. Please copy it into your notepads or email. I will send it across again with the email. This is the second assignment. So please follow calendar app. Okay.
Yeah, Mridula,
And
can you
then,
just show me the app once again?
yes, sir.
Uh, just for my understanding, can you remove the top calendar? Wait, let's ask this question to Bhupati. How do I remove the top calendar? Yeah, all these lines of code. How many lines of code? Right now, how many lines of code are there? Right now?
Approximately 50, about 50, sir.
No, no. What is the total number of lines code now? Go to the last line.
Now is 115, sir.
115. Now delete the top one. Okay, now how many
Now
lines are
it
there?
is 58.
57. Yeah, that's nice. Okay.
Yeah. So dynamically creating it will save some space, and the compilation is easier.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay, good, good. Okay, Bhupati,
So
any question so far? I really wish your audio is working, Bhupati.
yeah. So if you have any questions, Bhupati, just type it. Else, send a thumbs up, please.
Okay, so what's the session tomorrow? What will you cover?
Tomorrow we will be covering API. So fetch data from our API, from an API, and
What
then display it
API?
in our
What
React.
will be coming in that
So we
API?
are so we'll be using countries API.
Can you, if you don't
So
mind,
it
can
will
you just
have
show
the
me how the output will look like? If you have some
uh,
that API, can you just
just a
show the
moment.
API or click on that
Yes,
API
sir.
or
I will.
something?
I will. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because
One
it will
second.
help
Give me
Bhupati
a
to
minute.
come prepared, mentally prepared.
Yeah. Yeah. Just a moment.
I think it must be there in the MD file, no, or GitHub file.
Here, sir.
Yeah.
Here we have it. So here.
Oh, this is what will
So
come.
yes.
Oh,
So we
okay.
will have the name, the native name
Just
in English, in
do
Indian
Control F and
language,
search for
capital.
India. Control F and search for India. No, not this India.
Yes,
Republic
sir.
of
Our
India,
India.
Bharat, Ganarajya, something, something is there. Okay, flag
Yes,
of
sir.
India. Ashoka
So
Chakra is there.
normally, what happens is, so nowadays we have accessibility. So people who cannot see as well can picturize the flag. So there is an alt. So we have to include alt in all our projects. So we will discuss this tomorrow. So as you
Okay.
can see, the flag of India is composed of three equal horizontal bands of saffron, white, and green, a navy blue wheel with 24
So
spokes.
Mridula, one question to you. Now we are
Yes, sir.
assuming that every project there will be two roles. One role is a backend developer who will develop something like this, whatever you are showing. And in this
Yes,
course,
sir.
what you are teaching us is how to become a front end developer. That means how to use
Correct.
this
Majorly
to show
because
an attractive
React,
website. Okay.
yes, this is because React is basically for front end.
Correct. Correct.
So back end,
Okay.
we have complete different set of this one,
Skill
and
sets.
I
Correct.
will be touching a little bit on back end as well.
Okay, that will help
In
us.
our
Maybe on
final
the last
assignment,
day, you can touch a little bit on backend so that we know how we are going to do that. Okay.
yes, sir,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
So, so we
Yeah.
will end the course
Yeah.
today,
Thank you
sir.
very much. I'll stop the
So
video
I
recording.
thank you. Yes, sir.